Hi guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Kashish and I'm currently a second year med student. I'm going to walk you through some GCSE tips and tricks that help me get through my GCSEs, and I hope that they help you throughout your journey as well. And this is for everyone, whether you're in year 9 to year 11 or just in general. Okay, so starting off with tip number 1, that is acknowledgement. What does this mean? So you need to acknowledge that whatever you have been doing so far is or isn't working for you, and plan revision techniques and structure your study methods according to that way. So we need to have a fresh, clean mindset and just know that, okay, this is good, this is bad. Just carry the good with you and forget all those bad feelings and negative feelings, that kind of failure that hits when we do our mocks, and just realize, well, if this is the grade that I get in my real GCSEs, it's not too good for my future. But you need to forget all of that. So that's tip number 1. Moving on to tip number 2, we need to break down our revision. So we need to take breaks along the way. For example, use forest, it's basically the Pomodoro technique. So study for 30 minutes, 5-minute break, study for another 30-minute, 5-minute break. This is really important because it helps keep this brain sort of fresh and it stops you from burning out. Whereas if you were to study 5 to 6 hours continuously, you're essentially just reading, which is not active learning. Now that moves us on to our third tip, which is active recall. So active recall is the best technique ever, and everyone uses it in whatever kind of learning that they do. For example, I still use the blurting method in med school. So essentially what the blurting method is, so for example, let's start off with cell biology. So I will take my presentation that this teacher gave me, some book, and make notes from it. So those are my 3 things that I'm doing to learn the topic. Now that I've learned it, or I know somewhat about the subject, I'm going to put all those away, close the books, close the PPT, and get a plain piece of paper and just jot down everything that I remember on that paper. Once I've done that and I think that I can't remember anymore, then get a red pen. Sticks out more. Some colors kind of pop out more than others, so I still go for red. And anything that I don't remember and I missed, I will go back on the book and presentation and just fill in the gaps in between. That brings us on to our 4th tip. Now, tip number 4 is all about teaching it to someone. This is another form of active recall. But why is this really important? It's because when you teach it to someone, it literally means that you know all about the topic inside out. So that builds not just your confidence, but also helps someone else, makes the subject basis stronger for you as well. And if you don't find anyone to teach it to, just grab your mum and dad or your pet, or just talk to the wall, the mirror. To maximize the use of this technique is to teach it to a friend. You can teach them a topic that they don't know too much about and they can do the same. So both of your gaps in knowledge are filled. Last but not the least is past paper questions. This is the most important by far because they are literally gold. They show you what examiners want and help you achieve that and spot these patterns. So for example, if I were to talk about GCSE maths in general is not a subject that you need to open the book for too much. It's not too much theory, it's more just practice, and you only get that by doing questions. And especially try and stick to exam board questions. For example, Edexcel. I know I did Edexcel, and Edexcel has a slightly different mark scheme. This is so important for sciences. AQA sciences are very specific about their mark scheme, so to make sure we go through that as well. I think for the essay-based subjects like English language, English literature, history, RE as well, important to go through exam papers for those subjects. So that's all about the tips for studying, but just one more extra little thing. It's so basic, so I didn't really include it as a tip. But you need to take care of yourself in general. Basically means that you need to take things seriously when it comes to your food, sleep, and your free time. So it's also important to make sure you enjoy things apart from studying. So just make time efficient. So whenever you are studying, you're actually focusing on just studying and not thinking about other things that you could be doing. It can be just simple as some sort of sport that you like. And sleep is so important. When you have school the entire day, get back, you need to study, you need to eat and sleep. And if we miss out on that sleep, we will feel burnt the next day. And especially, please don't pull out all-nighters the day before your exam, because it will generally affect your marks, not in a good way. All-nighters just take out all your energy, you don't sleep well, your mental orientation is a bit off as well. It's just this like very fatigued, tired feeling that you carry on for the entire day, and it's just not ideal. So revise a little bit along the way and not a lot on the last day is my pro tip. So yeah, so there you have it. Those are the 5 tips that made a huge difference to me and that can help you too. So please let me know which ones you try and which ones you find really helpful, and share it with your friends who are stressing out about your exams. But in general, please remember that it's not the end of the world.